Hello, everybody. Welcome to our live Q&A. You're joining Ashala and my lovely daughter, Crystal.
Hi, everyone.
And
welcome.
We're here to answer audience questions and tune in to what is up for people this week. So
we were seeing many of you coming on and joining us early today and starting to chat amongst yourselves. So nice to see, everyone from our community hopping on and joining us.
If you haven't done so already, please go over and check out our new website, which is an online learning platform. It's an online community connect platform. You can get an annual membership for an incredible price at the moment till the end of the year. We have a launch 50 coupon below where you can get the annual membership for 55 Canadian dollars, which I think is like 33 US dollars or something.
I guess we could have made a banner too, hey?
We could have. We're doing such a great sales job here. Anyway, come on over and check it out. I just put 2 new courses up at the end of November. And there are now, I believe, 6 courses up that you have free access to. And there are literally another 8 courses coming in the next 4 to 5 months. So it's going to be an extraordinary journey, I think, for many of us to get on board, learn together, have some really interesting think tanks and conversations. Crystal and I are both looking at doing, monthly meetups and group think tanks and just make this very, very interactive.
As Ricky shared here, he got the annual membership, and that is, where a lot of that magic comes in and happens. So, did your empath course today and start intuition course. Fantastic.
Thank you.
It's so incredible to go on and see our community really taking advantage of these offers that we've, especially Mom, but all of us have worked so hard. And
I want to say thank you, Tara Lupo. And, there's there's a lot of information there. I've been gathering and resourcing and researching for 35 to 40 years. And I've studied so many different modalities and integrated a lot of that information in really usable ways. And then I guess that I have a penchant for putting together systems to help people access information in a very, well-organized, well-thought-out way so that it just lands for them. That's what my students over the years have told me. And this online format is very new for me. Well, not exactly fully new. I've been doing it on Beyond Mystic now for a couple of years, but it's a learning curve. And so you're going to see things on the platform where I probably could be doing even a better job with tech and all of that sort of stuff, but it can only go up from here. This is the beginning, and I intend to keep building the education formats, possibly even refilming some of the courses in a year or two, and just building this over the next 4 or 5 years. So stick with us.
Let's go.
It's going to get better, better and better.
Ashala, were you a teacher? You have very strong teacher presence in your website videos.
Yeah.
Aww.
Yeah. I was not a teacher in the technical sense, but it has been, I guess I have been a teacher in many other ways because I have taught intuition and tarot for more than 20 years. I was a dance teacher for a good couple of decades, still doing that a little bit. So yes,
she was a mama teacher.
Yeah.
She's been a mama teacher.
And interestingly,
my sister and I have been some of her greatest students.
Oh, yes.
I feel like.
Interestingly, I learned palmistry with many of my other divination practices. And there's a technique with palmistry where you can look at your finger whorls, which are basically the patterns on your fingerprints, the tips of your fingers. And there is a signature pattern sequence for teachers, and I have it. And apparently it's not super common. So yeah, I identify as a teacher. Definitely.
And on that note, we're 5 minutes in.
Okay.
We have another 40 left until we have to scoot off, because we are ending 15 minutes early, because we are doing our monthly Psychic Spies show with Janine over on Beyond Mystic, coming up in just under an hour. So we're here. I've been starring your questions. That is that.
Let's bring up the cards and I'll start clearing them, Crystal.
Yeah. Suzanne had also said loving the matching black and red there. That was accident. Straight up, we do this all the time. Yeah. That's the ontology. That's the telepathy. It's just like, yeah. Okay, I've got the question starred, and we'll dive right in. First one here, and I'll bring the cards up. Are some of us in the spiritual journey losing our cravings to eat all the time and rather do fasting in order to cleanse our vessels for the next step of the journey? Oh. Wonderful. Love it.
Will it were so, says the Mars in Taurus.
Amen to that. Yeah, yeah.
I've done a lot of fasting experience and exploration. I used to do 3 days every season change, and it's a phenomenal exercise, isn't it? I'm guessing, call to the universe, that this is something that you are familiar with, and it's so powerful. I find it very empowering. I also love food.
Indeed.
So it's tricky.
Busy day for me. 3 shows. Don't I know it?
Here you go, love.
Thank you so much for pointing that out. It's true. And I'm excited. I'm just going to be primed, right? Yeah. So shuffling on. Oh, yes.
And even the sources of other ways that we nourish ourselves. I'm just looking at this beautiful crystal and thinking about the frequencies that when I notice when I'm in elemental alignment, meaning I'm spending a lot of time in nature, swimming in natural water, being in sunlight, fed by the sun at the good times of the day where it's not, as harsh on our system.
Fried by the sun.
Yeah. Yeah. And, swimming in natural water, drinking natural spring water, and then grounding and having my feet on the earth. I don't need to eat as much. I'm being fed by the elements in a different way. So to me, this is about, we are in so much artificiality at this time. And I think it's quite disorienting for our systems. And also, we are at a time where we have access to food from all over the world and cuisine from all over the world. And I think it might be a little bit scrambly for our systems to sort all that out and figure out what we actually really need, because when have we ever been able to, except in the last 100 years, to go into a grocery store and get food from anywhere in the world almost?
Right. Would that be something where it would be good for us to know our ancestry and eat some of the foods that are more traditionally, anciently in alignment with our ancestry?
And also the foods of the lands where we're currently residing. So it's just it opens up a lot of other questions called through the universe. And thank you for this, because I feel this is a beautiful, very valuable question. So you're specifically asking, are we going to be, or are we in the process of losing our cravings, especially to eat as much, and being drawn to fasting to cleanse our vessels? So let's ask it. Let's do a focus.
Yep.
And here's us. There's certainly the dew is off the rose, I think, in terms of like we've had access. Look at this. Even let's say the last 80 years, we've had access to all of this. Well, even things like sugar and you know, a lot of indulgence, basically. But it maybe has brought us less fulfillment. We're at this because this card is about missing fulfillment and looking for fulfillment. And I think you're right, call to the universe. We're going off a new way to look for that fulfillment.
For new ways to cleanse our vessels. To be in our
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the 5 of Wands, the creative chaos. So we're being sort of slammed up against, there's so much option, but have you ever noticed that the more we indulge, the less it fulfills us? It's kind of like addiction, right? It's like, have you ever noticed that when you fast and then you go back and you just eat an apple, it's like, it's the most delicious, sweet nectar on the planet. You're just like, oh my gosh. So yes, although it's a fight, it's a struggle. Another 5.
2. Yes, of the body and the mind, right? It's a yeah. So we're looking again for that 9th cup, and we're being offered
2 5s and 2
new ways
aces.
forward. Gosh, remember last time this happened to us too, where we had so many multiples and little spreads.
So 2 of a kind means mastering something. So this is mastery of the challenging energy. 5s are chaos and growth. So we're growing.
Yeah, we're using it to propel us forward.
And then this is a tangible reward. There's a reward that comes. We actually almost get to enjoy the material food that we do eat more when we don't eat as much, is what I'm hearing.
Nice.
You know, like this, it actually satisfies us more.
It's like the simplifying and the minimizing. We were just talking about that in terms of just material things in our own life in general. The simplifying in a way that what you're intaking or surrounding yourself with is the highest quality, highest frequency. Then there's not as much filler.
Oh, interesting. Not as much filler. That is very interesting. And the filler is really about filling in this missing piece, which is not food. It's not the frequency of food. It's something else we're missing.
It's emotional.
It is emotional. Right? And that connects us to source and the elemental energies, right? So we're missing some natural, because you notice this character is going off into nature to look for that missing cup. And the 9th cup is called wish fulfillment. So the 8 is where we're on a treadmill of trying to meet our emotional needs with the same old, but it's wearing thin. And we are now needing to go on a vision quest. We call this the vision quest card, to fulfill. And it looks like, even though we're resisting it with our mind, and it's a struggle, it very quickly pays us back.
So let's look at how. Let's take those next 2 down.
Patience.
Interesting.
So both of these are about, in fact, all 3 of these cards are about pausing and stepping away from your normal reality, your normal routine, meditation, patience.
Yeah, it feels like really taking time to with this one, really taking time to look at all of the I mean, technically, right, even seeds that you've planted, and what it is that, you know, in times in life before we've, you know, taken out the time to write a list of what are the main things that we really consume, like the main things that really work for us. And that's the food that we want to grow. And if we can't grow it, how do we trade for it? Or where do we get the highest quality of that from? What are actually our top things? So it's kind of like pausing taking the time to meditate on it, be in rest around it, and find the golden, right? The golden sword, the gift in what is it that really does work for you. And, what are the ways that you may already have the knowledge of that or the resources around that in your life, or that you can call that in. And especially, I think, going forward in this fire horse year, right? We're doing a lot of the chaos of discovering what's not working for us and then clearing that out, letting go of a lot which isn't serving us.
This is so interesting too, because this is, out of all the cards in the tarot, this is the most related to growing your garden, because he's literally, do you see how he's got his garden and he's planted and he's waiting it for the harvest? And then this one is the most related to health. So it could be something about, like you're saying, our bodies are not craving these things, or they're not satisfied, or they're reacting to food differently because they're trying to lead us in a new direction. And it's interesting, even this, seeing, the medieval scene in the stained glass window there, and feeling like there was a time where certain foods were really good for humanity, like grains, for example. There was a time where we needed to go through a phase where we ate a lot of grain. We needed to go through phases where we ate a lot of livestock, where we were nomadic, pastoralists, right? But now it's almost like there's been these epochs where we've eaten in certain ways, and it's going to be different going forward. So we haven't landed in the new, and it's almost like we had to have this, just like a cacophony of everything in the end of the old, like before we really refine into a new way of eating, we had to just go hog wild, pardon the pun, right? We had to just have access to all the food and just like go at it, and then go, okay, maybe we're done now. Like it's like the big feast at the end of those epochs or something.
Love it. Could we pull through more cards on what we need to know about fasting?
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Oh, so we've got a 2, a 10, and a 3. We've got back and forth. So slowly, like on off, kind of like not like long fasts, and not, this isn't an extreme card. This is a very balanced. So
Nice.
even like 2 days and then 1 day off, or something, very like weaving it in gradually, and it becoming something that is, it's interesting with the 10 of Cups middle. It's almost like everybody's doing it. Like it could be a very like trendy thing in the next 10 years. It could be like, what, you're not fasting every third day? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, oh, you're on your fasting day? Like, okay, it's they're being shown like we're gonna have fasting day parties, where if you're on your fasting day, you get to go out and like everybody's fasting or something. Like I think we're gonna play with this. We're gonna, in the next 10 years, there's gonna be a lot of like, to go through the transition, we want to do it joyfully. Look at that. So, happy ever after, over the rainbow, and celebration.
Yeah, it's really not about like harsh discipline or something like that. Yeah, it's not about like a deep spiritual slog through or anything. It's a lot more about coming into the lightness of it, and I hear like fasting to feasting almost, that there's something about like really enjoying the fasting and then really enjoying the feasting part too. When you're coming to, because this always signifies feasting for
look
me
at
for
this.
some
It's
reason.
another one of these cards that has the, do you see the garden with all the pumpkins and stuff, and then same, all the these pentacles are like the pumpkins. So it's not about no food. but it is definitely about changing the frequency about how we eat, why we eat, what we eat. Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Cool.
All right. Love
Thanks
it.
for the question.
Okay, so Suzanne says that if we want to answer some other people's questions first, we can get to hers after. I see here. Christian says, will we be able to breathe underwater in the future, allowing us to explore? Yeah, let's do that.
This is so cool. We're really going into the body.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, it's a good follow-up.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Crystal.
Ooh,
Breathing
and to
underwater.
access our underwater portals.
Crystal loves that. She loves talking about that.
Mark my words. Mark my words. I don't know what it is. When I get on something, though, there's a reason. Okay. We'll be able to breathe. Will we be able to breathe? Let me read that clearly. Will we be able to breathe underwater in the future, allowing us to explore the oceans and interact with those beings that live deep down?
Woo! Take a big breath, everybody. Take a big breath.
Oh, interesting. I just heard that breath work practices where we tune into our breath and tune into where we're able to go into those spaces of long holds.
That's exactly what I heard, Crystal.
Yeah.
As soon as I took the breath and closed my eyes, I heard it, because we've done this.
Yes.
And it is, breath work is really will blow your mind, people. It is, what I love about it, amongst many other things, is it, yeah, go for it. That was the one I was.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love that it's so safe. It's like, it's not like necessarily doing plant medicine, which once you're in, there's no stopping, right? You're kind of at the mercy of it. But with breath work, you just breathe. You can just, if you're overwhelmed, if things are happening and you need to like come back, you just start breathing normally again. You're totally in control. But what's extraordinary with breath work is that you can actually extend, and I've personally experienced where I've gone like 4 to 5 minutes.
Multiple minutes.
Multiple minutes
Definitely.
without breathing.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
It's the most extraordinary thing. And you're kind of there going, I know I should breathe, but I don't need to. But I know I should, but I don't need to. And then finally you're just like, I'm not going to until I need to. It's like this inner dialogue that happens. But what it shows is that there's a way to extend that. And think about all the ocean animals that do that. All the creatures that live under the ocean, the mammalian creatures, ocean creatures, they're all, we call them water animals, but they all breathe, they hold their breath. They literally hold their breath. They don't actually breathe underwater. They just take long time underwater. And there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. So I'm with Crystal. That was the first thing that I felt. Let's see what the cards say, because I might be wrong. We might be just starting the beginning of that. So this is, this is like kind of holding 9 wands. How long can we hold on energetically? There's an energy of holding on. And I feel it is about holding our breath.
And upside down.
And I'm wondering if it could even be as long as 90 minutes. Like we could actually go into a suspended, what's the word for that? Not cryogenesis, where that's where you're frozen, right? But where we could go into suspended, long periods of suspended breathing. Now, isn't there's cultures around the world, those, I think the pearl divers, they were able to go for like over an hour without breathing.
Look at this. I was doing deep breathing for 20 minutes one time and I expelled a full breath of cigarette smoke. You could see it. I hadn't smoked in 4 decades.
Whoa.
That's wild. Thank you for sharing that.
And this is a practice. Now, for those of you that haven't done it, I really want to comfort you Please do not be scared. This isn't because, if you try, like, for example,
Start with 90 seconds.
I used to, in fact, I don't think it actually goes that way. I don't think we try to hold our breath longer, because I used to do that and I was so I was so discouraged, because I'd get to like 30 seconds and then I'd come up and I'd be like,
Well, you need to do the breath work
the
to get
breath
there.
work is how you get there.
Yes.
And I remember watching a show about a diver that was able to hold his breath for really long periods of times, and he would do the hyperventilation for like, I don't know, half an hour before he went down.
Yeah, it's the same with Wim Hof. He does that before he enters any.
Correct. So it's actually the setup. You don't just go, okay, you're sitting there normally and all of a sudden you hold your breath. You actually prepare your body by getting so much oxygen in your cells that they can go for a long time without it. It's the preparation that makes it possible. You don't just get there. And what I discovered with breath work is that I wasn't trying to hold my breath. I just noticed all of a sudden, holy cow, this song is half over and I haven't had a breath yet. And then I'm like, okay, the song's over and I still haven't had a breath. And then I realized, oh, this is a thing. Like, you can actually give your body what it needs and then train it to not have to breathe. Interesting.
So we weren't meant to be able to access this quite yet.
And it's very interesting too. I feel there's something about our relationship with the oceans. Now we're getting into the portals, because maybe we got afraid, or something's happened to our relationship with the oceans, where we've been like, maybe the last couple thousand years we're kept out of the ocean for a reason.
Maybe we've forgotten, like we've purposely almost brought ourselves into a forgetting period, forgetting container. Oh, another two. Okay, interesting.
So this is the coming back into the heart frequency. It starts with, and it is a healing. Look at that, the alchemy symbol. It's alchemizing. We're doing this for health reasons.
Yeah.
We're doing the breathing for health reasons. And then it is about how we do that in relationship to water to begin with. So things like Wim Hof, where you're breathing like that so that you can go into the cold water and not, what happens when we go into cold water? You go, right?
Yeah.
You're like trying to catch your breath. But if your cells are already fully oxygenated, you just go in and you're totally calm.
I'm hearing as well here that it's also about the masculine and the feminine, that it's not just the breathing, it's the breath and the movement and the hard and fast, and then the really slow. Like, there's something that is integrating both of the aspects of the masculine and feminine in ourselves to come into that alchemy.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, this is so lovely. Okay, let's look at
I wonder about that future too, though, because that feels almost like darkness retreats, or something that feels or tapping into our deeper wisdom, like tapping into remembering the parts of ourselves that have had this access before.
Well, and there is a degree, there's a degree of going through a bit of a sort of a suffering. It's not a suffering, but it's there's something feeling going without, right? So both of what we're talking about right now, both the fasting and the holding our breath, there's an aspect of denying ourselves something that we think we need to live. We think we need to breathe science tells us you need to breathe every how many minutes or the brain is going to die. You need to drink water after so many hours, you're going to die of dehydration. You need to eat after so many days, or you're going to die of. We know this is not actually accurate. It might be common. it might be, if you think about the bell curve, the majority of people might need that because that's the frequency they're in right now. But there are people, and there have always been people that can function without breathing every how many minutes, and the brain doesn't die and the heart still beats and all of that. There are people that can function without water for, weeks, and without food for months. So it's not impossible for humans. It's just, we have to walk away from the cultural norms and the belief systems and go into what the deeper inner wisdom is telling us. And that is a spiritual quest that we can only do alone. No one is going to be able to hold your hand and take you down that path. At some point, you have to face your own fears and go into the darkness. And maybe go into the darkness, as Crystal's saying too.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you make of these two?
I feel that there is certainly karma with the earth, that it's almost like we've kept ourselves in the dark and out of the oceans because we've had work to do with the land. We've had work to do with the earth. And that we're now going to be bringing it back around to tying it all in, working with the land and with the ocean more. Like balancing, balancing the scales, but there's some sort of karma with the great earth mother as well here that we're looking at.
Yeah, truly. And
also to that, actually, here Ricky says, I've noticed that the longer I breathe during connection with the field, I can feel the downward pressure on my body. Long breathing is the starter to connecting with the field. So it's practicing it also when we're on land, when we have our feet, on the earth, and practicing moving the energy through us, connecting with the field, as Ricky says, like there's something in that as well.
Look at this too. I mean, one thing we know about our hermit is that he's in a high elevation. Do you see how he's at the top of the mountains, like literally at the top? So that's where the air is thinner as well. So this is something that monks and, the ones that went off and lived in the caves, lived in the high mountain altitudes to get away from the world below, because no one else could survive up there, right? Like they were in a rarefied environment because it was only they had trained their bodies, which is really about giving their bodies a different kind of nourishment, right? It's like moving into a different realm. And it's now interesting because we have a 9 with the hermit and a 9 with the 9 of wands. So we have 2 2s and 2 9s in this tiny little spread. And 2s are about not balancing, and 9s are about the synthesis, gathering together all the pieces. A stitch in time saves 9, the whole 9 yards, like this energy of gathering and again, gathering the breath. So I think the question was really about, are we going to be able to learn to breathe water into our lungs? But I don't see that. I don't see that we need to do that.
That's going to be necessary.
I feel that we actually will be able to commune with the underwater beings, and we can hold our breath. We don't need to breathe as much as we think we do. So, and by learning that practice, we actually heal other aspects of ourselves. And we do come more into alignment with the divine feminine, which is, you have to be a little less, I want to say, aggressive to be able to surrender to this. It's a very surrendering kind of experience. When your breath stops, it's like you're surrendering to not struggling.
Again, it doesn't look like a hard discipline thing,
Mm-mm.
just like the last time around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very balanced.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. Moving on up, we have another one here. Do animals, go ahead, wrap it up.
Yes, thank you.
Yep. Let me just tell you what to do. Okay. Do animals reincarnate within their own species, or can, say, a cat reincarnate into a cow, a horse, or into a bird, or into a human? I think we've looked at this before, but gosh, do I ever want to know that I can be a cat next life, please? Please. Meow.
Okay. All right. I'm fearing, something. Three piles. One is within the same species. One is within another species that's
Animal.
And like what we would consider less human. Different than human. And then the third pile is that we could literally go from something like a cat to a human.
Or vice versa.
So staying in the same, migrating to a relatively close by species, or going from human to animal.
Yep. Okay, so we've got about 10 minutes, 9 minutes.
This might be our last question.
Yep.
You want to shuffle, please?
Mm-hmm. I'm the keeper of time here.
Always. Whoa. Okay.
Thank you.
Wow. They fly off occasionally.
That was just crystal being
okay.
sloppy.
Well, so it's the Two of Pentacles and the Lovers. We have option A and option B. So it looks like, because choices is the Lovers and Two of Pentacles is about two paths, two options. So we could face at a crossroads in our coming into incarnate where we go either or. Is what I'm hearing. So let's see if those cards show up again somewhere. We're going to really pay attention to that. She's just flying them everywhere.
Okay, I'm trying to do too many things, like think and shuffle at the same time. Gosh,
no thinking when you're shuffling.
I actually shuffle better with my eyes closed quite often, because I guess I'm meant to be doing that. It's one of my things.
Okay, this one,
that one,
and 3 piles in each of the in the same species.
Now lay them all down and don't do too much talking in between, because we've got time constraints here.
Okay, so in the same species, in a nearby species, like a dog, in a nearby species, and then in a human. Human too. That's interesting. There's the choice point. Okay. I've actually
None of them are super clear, to be honest with you, but
well, I actually heard the animals going, heck no, I don't want to be
right. Yeah.
It does feel like quite a different stream. That would be a very big decision. It doesn't feel super common. But it could have been in a different epoch, and it might be again in another epoch. Like it feels like that's on hold or something. Like it's not now is what I'm seeing with this. And look at this. It feels like they definitely come back, especially to reconnect with, just like we do. We come back to reconnect with love. Like, see this card, like grieving the loss of something, but then you come back to it again. So he's looking at the 3 cups spilled, but there's 2 behind him, which is in the position of the future in the card. So when he turns around, he's like, oh, I can have that again. I can come back to my same, person that I had with me that life. I can come back to maybe even the place that I loved. So it does feel like there's quite a lot of desire, because this is a energy moving towards
something.
the desire of
Yes.
what you're grieving and what you miss. You love that. You're sad about it, right? This is the grieving card.
Feels like the most common transition.
Yeah. Like you come back for love of another creature that you loved or a place that you loved.
Right. Into the same one, into the same, yeah.
Close, very close, right? Like you somehow weave back in out of love. And this is for all species. We come back because of love. We like, look at this. He's the knight of love, like the love, the cupbearer. So coming back for love. Now this is interesting because when I saw, we said another species and there's a dog, and I've actually seen this in readings many times where cats come back as dogs or dogs come back as cats. And it is often about seeing things from the other
perspective.
Correct.
Yeah.
So you could come back into a, maybe even like if you're a prey, you come back as a predator or something.
And then it
right?
seems as though there's like something where you get to choose then the following life, which one like works best for you or something.
Yes,
that could be interesting.
It's about strategically moving in a direction, and it's interesting that he's looking at this human direction. So it could be like you're changing species to evolve, and eventually maybe you are coming into this as a big evolutionary shift to be human, because to be human means you lose connection to collective consciousness and you come into individual consciousness, which we think it's a great thing, but I'm hearing the animals think it's like a nightmare. They're like, oh,
no, thank you.
We lose our collective consciousness. We'd be lost without it. Like they're really they're not happy about that idea at all. Like that's a big
Feels
sacrifice.
like a lot of work.
Yeah, it's a huge sacrifice to come in as a human and have all this awareness and disconnection from
feel that. Breathe into that one, people.
disconnection from collective consciousness and natural source field frequency. Like we are forced in a way to self-actualize and individuate, and that is painful. So
can we pull one more set of 3 and look at humans coming back as humans? I know it's not a
sure. Yeah, that's lovely. Yes, definitely. Oh, well, okay. So
to complete something.
And it's interesting. Like it feels like a lot of repair. Like we're contracted to fix damage that was done. So that's a lot of the karma that we talk about, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Wow.
1 minute, 11:44.
1 minute to send big love your way, everyone.
1 minute to win it, people.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you for your
time flies.
Extraordinary questions, everyone.
Yeah.
Really, really good. And there was a bit of a theme today.
I feel like that. Yeah, I feel like that. And we'll catch you here next week and see you hopefully on Beyond, hopping over to Beyond Mystic. We've got Psychic Spies coming up in 15 minutes. And then I have my Beyond Karma show coming up at 5 p.m. 5 p.m.
Eastern
time.
And then we have our Down the Rabbit Hole tomorrow at...
Nope. Not at all.
Thursday.
What day is it again?
Thursday at 5. So
blessings to you all. Yes. We will see you soon.
See you soon.
See you soon now.
Have a beautiful week.
Have a beautiful